Nole insiders Lane Hurt and Tim Linnefelt high atop Doak Campbell Stadium just after Jimbo Fisher's Monday press conference. Tim, opening statement for Jimbo. He said after watching the film, this one was different. He said that the fans deserve better. They deserve better effort from the team, and they really need to, basically said everything needs to be done better.
Yeah, absolutely right. And look, when you look at the NC State game, the Miami game, the Louisville game, while all those games didn't have the outcome that Florida State wanted, you could look, rightfully so, at a certain handful of plays, a certain handful of sequences, and said, hey, if things had gone a little bit differently there, if the coin had flipped on the other side, this could be a completely different season, completely different field, everything. Well, that wasn't the case against Boston College, and nothing on that film showed that, and Jimbo said as much, said, look, these are things that have to get fixed. The fans, he said, deserve better. The team needs to play better, and moving forward, that's kind of what the focus is. I thought the line he used that jumped out to me was, we're looking for guys who want to be part of the solution, meaning players young or old. For the young players, it's an opportunity to sort of lay a foundation of knowing how to bounce back from tough times moving forward, both this season and beyond. And for the upperclassmen, especially for the seniors, it's an opportunity to go out on a high note, end your season with a good taste in your mouth, and show that you can bounce back when times are tough. I think that's the focus moving forward.
It certainly doesn't get any easier. A team you don't want to see coming off of a tough loss against BC is Syracuse. Offensively, tempo, they're going to want to run more than 80 plays a game. That can really create a toll. Defensively, they're much improved. This is a good young Syracuse team.
Yeah, we already saw them beat Clemson earlier this year. They gave Miami all they could handle a week after that. This isn't going to be a game that Florida State can just show up and expect to win. That said, look, like every other game on the schedule, as far as I'm concerned, there's no reason for the Florida State can't win this game. They have the talent, they have the ability. It just has to come together. And to me, the theme of the season, I think we've talked about it so far, is that Florida State has shown the ability to play well on offense at times. They've shown the ability to play well on defense at times. They've shown the ability to play well on special teams at times. But it hasn't all come together at once in the same game. That's, I think, what the focus is. If you do all three of those things, I think you can beat Syracuse comfortably. It's just a matter of putting things together.
You mentioned the tempo of the Syracuse offense. Probably the nugget that came out of the press conference from that is Jimbo said they have two offenses lined up. So once one play is done, the other offense is already at the line of scrimmage, ready to go. He says they try to practice the tempo faster than what they'll actually see in the game.
Yeah, which is hard to do when you're playing a team like that. But yeah, I think that's kind of what you have to do, and try to simulate that as much as you can. If you're not going to be able to be slow getting your defensive calls in, you're not going to be able to make the same types of substitutions you normally would, because you're going to be caught out of position. And that's what those offenses thrive on, is creating confusion, creating miscommunications, snapping the ball when you're not ready, and finding holes in the defense. And so that's the kind of thing that you have to be sharp, you have to be focused, and know what you're going to be doing out there. And if Florida State can do that, they'll be all right.
There you have it, Seminole fans. Much more this week as Florida State gets set to take on Syracuse on Saturday at 12:20 inside Doak Campbell Stadium. For Tim, I'm Lane. Go Noles.